welcome to today's video. So it's been a little while since I do a what I eat in a day, just like what I eat in a day, not like what the kids eat in a day, like just the stuff that I eat, and kind of talk about my diet, how that's going, my eating habits, all of that. So that's what today's video is gonna be. If you happen to be new here, I'm Kayla. I have 2 kids, so I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I do have other videos that I'll link down below of like what the kids eat in a day if you need help with that, because I mean, I'm on the struggle bus with that too. So I'm always looking for ideas and stuff like that. But today, like I said, we're gonna focus on me. I already had my coffee, so that's usually the first thing that I do when I come downstairs, whether the kids are with me or I wake up before the kids. I should start my day more often with like water, but I mean, I tend to go straight for my coffee pot. So I have coffee. Right now it's sitting, getting cold. I'll probably reheat it 30,000 times throughout the day. But now that I've already fixed the kids their breakfast, I get a chance to fix my own breakfast, because normally we don't all eat the same thing. Just spoiler alert, most of the time they like their own thing. So I started off by making some bacon this morning. That's ready to go. The bacon looks delicious. It smells so good. So before I like make the rest of my breakfast, I'm gonna make some yogurt and all of that, I do want to thank ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video. So over here in this house, we have been long-term fans of ButcherBox for a while now. I love that they continue to work with me because it's one of my favorite things to share with you guys. So if you've never heard of ButcherBox before, basically what they are is they're like a meat subscription service, a meat delivery service. So you go online, you choose which one of like their boxes you want to order. They have like 5 different ones to choose from. They have a custom box, which is my favorite, where you get to like hand pick like which cuts of meat you want. So you can go on their website and like they have a bunch that you can choose from. Or if you want to keep things simple, like they have one that's like an all chicken box. Like they have different boxes to select from. And then after that, you just pick like how often you want your delivery. So the frequency of the delivery, all of that, you can cancel anytime. So it's nothing that you get like locked into forever. And then once that's in the system, then it gets delivered to your door. So from a pure like convenience factor, it's awesome. But what's even better about ButcherBox, in my opinion, is the quality of the meat that you're getting. So you're getting like the best of the best stuff when you order with ButcherBox. Like the way that they work is they work with only select farmers like that meet the highest quality requirements from ButcherBox. So when you get your box, you're getting things inside of it like organic free-range chicken, 100% grass-fed and pasture-raised beef, wild-caught seafood, the bacon that I just cooked, which is one of my favorite things from them too. It's like Whole30 approved. So really great stuff in there. And it's not like they just like slap these labels on and like, okay, like from a label perspective, it, you know, says that it's healthier or whatever. It tastes super good too. So that's like some of our favorite chicken. At this point, I've told you guys a bunch of times that even like my family down in Miami, they've gotten the boxes. So like my sister would get like the boxes delivered to Mimi's house and all of that. And all of them have the same thing to say, like the chicken is some of the best chicken that they've had. It's super juicy and just like tastes good. So we're gonna be cooking with some of the ButcherBox stuff today. The bacon I already showed you, that I'm gonna have for breakfast. For dinner, we're gonna do some of these grass-fed, grass-finished beef patties. These are some of the best burgers. I love when Joe cooks these on the grill. So the point is, you'll probably see some of this stuff throughout the video today. I also wanted to tell you guys about the offer that ButcherBox has going on right now, because in my opinion, it's a great offer. If you're someone who's always cooking for your family and you're looking for some good quality meats, I feel like now would be a great time to place an order. Sign up with ButcherBox, because if you sign up with ButcherBox right now, basically for the next year, every time that you get a box, you're gonna get 2 pounds of organic free-range chicken in that box. And again, the chicken is one of our favorite things. So you can use those chicken breasts and you can put them in the oven, or you can use them in your crock pot meal. So that's in addition to the stuff that would normally come in your box. So it's like a little extra. And I feel like these days, a little extra food in your house is not a bad thing. So I'll have the info where you can sign up down below in the description box. I also use it as a way to like help keep my extra freezer downstairs stocked. So I know a lot of people these days are doing a little bit of like extra prepping. They maybe keep a freezer in their basement with like a little bit of extra food, you know, just in case. So when you get your delivery, you can use that as like a little peace of mind. Like, hey, I know that I have a little bit of extra food down there. And then in terms of the cost, I'm pretty sure when you go to the website and you choose the box, it'll tell you the difference in price. But I feel personally like, I think the way that they break it down, it's like $6 a meal for the cost of what comes in the box. But I feel like I get my money's worth when I get the box, especially when I do the one that's like all steaks and stuff. More of like those high-end cuts, like filet mignon, we always get those, and like Joe cooks them and we have like a nice, beautiful steak dinner. When we go to a nice steak dinner, let me tell you, we just went to St. Augustine and we went to restaurants and stuff. I paid one of the nights, so we went to a nice fine dining restaurant. I paid like $54 for that meal, for that filet on the table. And I know that that's ridiculous. It was delicious, but it was very expensive. And I mean, we knew that going into it. But my point is, we can recreate that very much ourselves at home on a more regular basis using some of the cuts here from ButcherBox. Okay, the little rubber band that was holding up my hair just snapped, so give me a second. I think I fixed it. So anyway, that's the end of my ButcherBox spiel for you guys. You know that I love it. I wouldn't recommend it to you guys if I didn't enjoy it, if I didn't think that the quality was there. So definitely check it out. I'll have all the info, like I said, in the description box. And if you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them for you. So now I'm gonna make my breakfast. My house smells delicious. It smells like maple bacon. It just smells so good since I baked the bacon this morning. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my plate. This is my favorite way to make bacon, you guys. It's the fastest way, in my opinion. It's like 14 minutes in the oven. I just put a little bit of parchment paper and then add the pieces of bacon, and then it comes out looking like this, nice and crispy. And then cleanup wise, it's literally you throw away the parchment paper. So that's the way to make bacon. And then for the rest of my breakfast, I'm gonna make some yogurt. I've been telling you guys for a long time, if you watch my vlogs and stuff, that I've been using, instead of getting like flavored yogurts, I used to get a lot of the vanilla yogurts and the ones that taste better because they're full of sugar. Instead of doing that, these days I go for a plain Greek non-fat yogurt. This is one that I picked up at Target from the Good and Gather brand. So I get this, and not only can I use this as like yogurt, I'll show you how I make it. I just add some honey and then I put granola and all of that, but I can then also use this as sour cream. So it like serves two purposes, and I'm only buying one thing, saves me some money. It doesn't go bad because we're able to use it in different ways. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, and it tastes so good now. Sometimes I'll add honey, sometimes I'll add maple syrup, and sometimes I'll add both. Just kind of depends on my mood or what I'm feeling like. But if you add a little bit of maple syrup, then you get more of that mapley kind of flavor. But this is just a little bit of honey that we picked up at Publix the other day. So I'm gonna just add a little bit in here, and then I'll mix it all up. And then of course you can decide how much honey you want in here, how sweet you like it, if you want your yogurt a little bit more tangy. But it's really just a healthier way to sweeten up your yogurt without getting a lot of that sugar, without getting a lot of those flavors that regular yogurts will have. Because yogurts are marketed for the most part as things that are like really healthy, or you think, oh, I'm gonna eat a healthy breakfast, I'm gonna have yogurt. But sometimes if you grab the wrong yogurt, like that is not a healthy breakfast. It has a ton of sugar, and it's like you might as well almost be having like, I don't know, like not maybe a candy bar, but you're essentially not having something that's like super good for you. So that's my yogurt. Let's get some granola. I wish I could tell you exactly which granola this is, but I have forgotten. I don't know. So sometimes I'll find granola that's like on sale. I just need something that's gonna be crunchy that I can put on top of my yogurt. I think the one that Bobby from Flav City recommends is the Purely Elizabeth brand. That's the one that he usually raves about because it's like one of the healthier ones on the market. If that's what you're looking for, maybe try that out. This is definitely not Purely Elizabeth because I think it's got chocolate in it. So, you know, there's a balance. This is how I like to have my yogurt. And I actually have some fresh strawberries. I think I have like 3 or 4 left. So there we go. If I have some fresh fruit, I like to add like some strawberries or blueberries to my yogurt. But that's gonna be my breakfast today. I'm gonna go sit down and enjoy it. All right, guys, so it is later. It is 12:45, 12:48, around there. I'm gonna finally make myself some lunch. I am starving today. I was really hungry. Normally I can wait even until like 1:30 to eat, but I'm hungry. So the only thing I've eaten since I last filmed was I ate a little piece of the kids' quesadilla that I made them for lunch. So there was like one little extra piece, so I had that. So now for my lunch, I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna make some kind of panini, and then I'm also gonna make like a little tomato mozzarella salad. So let me show you that. So I guess maybe I should mention the fact that like I don't have any specific diet that I like stick to. I try for the most part, as much as I can. It's not perfect at all. I try to stay away as much as I can from processed foods. So I'm trying to eat these days a lot more just whole foods, whole ingredients. If you guys are regular here on the channel, I have a garden that I started this year. So eating veggies that are literally from my garden, which has been like the coolest thing ever. So things that aren't as processed and don't have so many ingredients that, you know, look foreign to me when I read the packaging. Again, everything's a balance. I still do plenty of that, but I have limited it over like the last couple of years, trying to make like easy little swaps. Instead of getting like sour Skittles these days, I get like Giggles that I like, which are a little bit healthier. So things like that to make like better choices. I definitely still treat myself whenever I feel like it. I treat myself to sweets because I have a sweet tooth. But for example, like I started making my own bread this year, so I have sourdough that I made, and even that, it's like knowing exactly what is in this bread, that there's less like, I don't know, preservatives and all of that makes me happy. So for the panini that I make, I am gonna use the sourdough that I made. So let's cut that. The fact that I'm even like having a legit lunch, it shouldn't be like a surprising, shocking thing, but there are plenty of days that I go and I find myself like not having even eaten any lunch. And I know that that's not good, so that's why we're trying to actually eat today. But I just find myself really busy with the kids and all of that, and there's some days that it's like 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten a thing. But when I am eating, it's usually nothing super fancy. It's not like I usually will cook like a warm hot meal or like, you know, from scratch pasta or anything like that for lunch. If I am cooking something even remotely complicated or that needs some time, like I'll normally wait until dinner. And then for lunch, a lot of times I just do leftovers. For example, actually, I'll show you. For like the last 3 or 4 days, I want to say, I had a freezer meal in here that I had gotten from that freezer meal swap that I had gone to a while ago. And it was the most delicious. I know it probably doesn't look that way now, but it was like pasta with Italian sausage and mozzarella and all of that I took out and I baked the other day for dinner. And then this has lasted us like 3 or 4 days of meals. So either for lunch or for dinner, we've been just reheating that. I told Joe that I didn't want that to go to waste. So legit for like multiple lunches this week, that's what we've been eating. So for lunch, that's usually what you can find me having. Either leftovers or making a quick sandwich, doing a lot of like prosciutto and crackers, more of like snacky foods. So if I'm not doing that, then it's usually just like a sandwich of some kind. So today I'm making it a little bit fancier because I am gonna heat it up. So I'm gonna put a little bit of mayo. This is the mayo that I like to get. Some kind of mayo that has like olive oil instead of like the regular kind. This isn't even like the best one. This one I'm just trying to get rid of. But I think Thrive Market has one that's pretty clean. There's another brand that I forget that I think my mom uses that's good. That's a little bit cleaner. A lot of them these days are also made with avocado oil. So like that's what I look for in a mayo. But for now, that'll do. That is just fine. And then I'm just gonna keep it really simple. I'm just putting a little bit of provolone cheese on it. This is just like some Walmart brand provolone cheese. And then I have a little bit of like just deli ham here that I'm gonna put on it. And this is gonna be very similar to like a panini that you can get at Starbucks, only at Starbucks it costs like $14. It costs a freaking fortune. I guess you could put spinach in here or whatever else you would want in your panini, but that's gonna be mine today. I was making the kids their quesadilla in this pan and I'm not even gonna bother cleaning it, but I'm gonna throw in just a little bit of butter so that the bread will kind of be coated with butter, just give it a little bit more flavor. Okay, so my panini might taste a little bit like a quesadilla, but whatever at this point. And then I'm just gonna throw the bread in like this, and I'll let it just kind of melt everything, toast everything, and then I'll flip it over. In the meantime though, I'm gonna make my mozzarella salad. So these are like some tomatoes that we've gotten from the garden. So I'm gonna take a handful of them and we're gonna wash them. I got a bunch of cherry tomatoes this season and I have more in the garden, more that are still growing. And so my favorite way to eat them is like this. So I'll wash these and then I'll take the stems out. And once they're washed, I'll just put them in here. And then I always pick up like these little mozzarella pearls at the grocery store. They're just really easy because they're already cut into like little small circles. So I just throw in a bunch of these. And then I'm gonna put some salt, pepper, balsamic glaze. So you see, I always keep something like this, a little balsamic glaze, because this is one of my favorite things to eat. And then I'll just put that on top of the tomatoes and the cheese. And then, like I said, a little bit of salt and pepper. This is so good. So my panini is still going. I have seen some people like take a plate and like put it on top. I don't know if that helps at all, if that kind of makes it more even. But I'll leave a plate on there, see what happens. All right, so I think that's about as good as my panini is gonna get. So I'll plate it and I'm gonna cut it in half. So there's a panini. It looks and smells delicious, but while it cools down, I am gonna get some basil from the garden for the little tomato salad. So this basil is probably not the best anymore because a lot of it has like gone to flour, but there is plenty here that I'm just gonna literally just grab, and then I can wash this and put it on the salad. It just gives it a little bit of freshness. So there we go. This is a good start. I feel like this is moving in the right direction. At least I won't be starving. And then later I'll probably snack, which I'll show you guys. But that is lunch today. All right, so Jackson's doing his nap right now. Riley's doing quiet time. Jackson literally destroyed my neck. So if it looks all splotchy, it's because he was like clawing at my neck. Even though we're not breastfeeding at this point or anything, he just decided he wanted to just, you know, scratch me and attack me. So that's lovely. But anyway, now that I finally have a minute of peace to myself, I'm gonna treat myself to a cookie. So I made cookies with the kids yesterday, and I have to share this recipe with you guys because it was so good and also so easy. It came from this book right here that we checked out at the library. This is a great cookbook, by the way. I went through it and I was like, for sure there's gonna be multiple recipes from here that we use, so I might hold on to this one a little longer from the library, and if we end up using it a lot, then I'll have to buy it myself. But there's a lot of really good, easy recipes that, I mean, it's intended to be a recipe book for kids, but this is like how I learn stuff too. So anyway, I'll link it down below in the description box in case you guys just want to grab it yourself. But this was the recipe, and it was so simple. You just need all-purpose flour, some cocoa powder, baking powder, salt, some butter, chocolate chips, light brown sugar, and 1 egg. So this was really the process. It was like you have to heat the oven to 325, and then you add like all the dry ingredients. Then you do like the melting of the chocolate, and then you add like all the wet ingredients, and then you mix it. You make the little chocolate cookie balls, you flatten them out, and then you bake them for like 11 or 12 minutes. So we did that yesterday, and now I have a nice little batch of cookies. They are super chocolatey and delicious, and at first I was like, oh, they're gonna be too chocolatey. But they were just right. So if you like chocolate, you like cookies, I'm pretty sure you'll like these. And if not, like even if you yourself aren't gonna eat them, they're easy to bake with kids. So this might be a cookie recipe that you can make. So I'm gonna go enjoy this on the couch and do nothing other than eat this cookie. And I did want to tell you, my panini was delicious. It was one of the best sandwiches, honestly, like that I've had in a very, very long time. I would have paid money for that sandwich. It was super tasty, very filling, and very similar to something that I would have gotten like at a coffee shop or at Starbucks. So if you're kind of like in a sandwich rut and like you're tired of making just plain old like ham and cheese sandwiches on regular like sandwich bread, maybe make some sourdough or go to the store, buy just like a different kind of bread, and then try making it a panini by heating it up. Put that butter and then just slap it on there. It was very, very tasty. All right, so I've been sitting on the couch enjoying my cookie. The cookie was bomb, and then I was getting some work done. Joe came home real quick. He was like out running errands. He brought me some coffee, so I've been enjoying this. I still have a ways to go of it, but this is from a local coffee shop. It's, I don't even know exactly the name. I think it's called the Lavender Honeycomb or Honeycomb something, but it's an iced coffee. It's got some lavender syrup in it, I think, and some honey in it. I don't know, but it's delicious. So you get the hint of lavender, which is really nice in a coffee, and it's a great pick-me-up. So I'm a happy camper. I get 2 coffees today. I'm not the kind of person that needs 2 coffees a day, but in the afternoons, I might occasionally put a second pot on there to heat up, or sometimes I'll have my mud water, which I still love, you guys. Mud water, in case you guys don't even know what I am talking about, let me show you. This is what it looks like. It comes in a little can like this, and it's a powder that you mix with hot water. So it looks like this. It really looks like cocoa powder. It's got all of these things in it. It's got chai, cacao, lion's mane. Like, I don't even know what half of these things are, but I still, maybe like 3 or 4 times a week, I'm drinking this at night in the evening before bed. Like, that's kind of part of my wind down routine. And then I mix it with like coffee creamer. So I make it just like I would coffee, but it has about 1/7 of the caffeine that coffee does. So if you like that ritual of like having coffee, maybe you don't like the caffeine or you don't like decaf coffee, whatever, you might want to try this, because I've enjoyed this. I worked with them a long time ago. They since have not worked with me anymore, but I still buy this every month because it is so good. But anyway, Riley came to find me, so it looks like quiet time is over. Jackson is awake, so I'm gonna go get him now.
I told you I woke up the same time as him.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, because I noticed that you were going and I was about to surprise you.
You were gonna surprise me?
Yeah.
So yes, when it is the end of quiet time, the kids come back downstairs. And normally we have some kind of snack. We do some kind of snack party outside. Sometimes it's ice cream, sometimes it's popsicle. So we'll see what the kids want to do. But since I'm here, I am gonna remember to take my prenatal. You guys, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. That's not why I'm taking a prenatal. But I went to my OB this week, like for my annual, like, you know, lady doctor visit that I always go to. And I told her how I, like, TMI for what I eat in a day video, but how I do NFP with Joe. Like, I'm not on birth control anymore, so NFP is natural family planning. So of course, like, we're not necessarily trying to have a baby right now, but could it happen? Yes. And is there an increased chance that perhaps it could happen? Also probably yes. So given that, the doctor said that she just recommended that I be taking a prenatal just in case if something happens. At least that way You know, I'll have the prenatal in my system. And the vitamins that I had been using were the ritual vitamins. So Joe uses their vitamins too, and I had been using just the Essential for Women. So Joe went online a couple days ago and he switched my like subscription. Instead of being for like the Essential for Women, Ritual does have a prenatal, so he just switched the subscription for me. So soon I'll have the Ritual prenatal, but I just don't have it yet. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna use this one that I ordered. So I'm gonna take that. And then in terms of supplements, that's pretty much all I use. Sometimes I'll take the Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens, like in and of themselves, it's just like a green powder that you put in your water that has a lot of vitamins. So Joe and I still like that. I just don't use it every single day, if I'm being honest. I don't drink it every day, but I should because it's there. Joe is a lot more regular about taking his. And then Athletic Greens too also has like a little vitamin D drop that you can take. I haven't gotten my levels checked in a while. I probably should, but I feel like I've been outside more lately, so my vitamin D levels are probably not that bad. But that's really all I take in terms of supplements. I don't like to take a lot of supplements. Like I wish that I would get like as much nutrients, as many nutrients as I need from the food that I'm eating. So if I'm taking like some kind of like general like multivitamin, and like I don't have any like real substantial issues, then I try to not like put extra things in my body. But if I go and get my blood work done soon and there's an issue, then I might have to change that. Okay, so the kids are gonna have a snack. They're having ice cream. Oh, what a nice day outside. Lightning McQueen's outside? So sometimes I would partake with them in their little, you know, afternoon snack. Today that's not gonna happen because I just got my coffee. But my favorite thing to have with them is this. These are the best popsicles. I order them from Thrive Market. I think they sell them on Amazon, but they are delicious. They're made with like real fruit juice, these popsicles. So every once in a while, I will go outside and I will have one of these because they taste delicious. All right, guys, so it's getting close to dinner time. So I'm gonna start doing some of the prep, like the veggie prep, because I told you we're gonna do burgers. Joe's gonna cook those on the grill. But I'm thinking that to go with them, we're gonna have some sweet potatoes. I have this giant pile of sweet potatoes here that I had harvested from the garden, so I have to do something with them. So I'm gonna start by peeling them, and then I'm just gonna cook them how I normally do, which is I put olive oil on them, salt and pepper, and then I just roast them on a baking dish for a little while. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that, and then see if there's any other veggies that I can make. I'm gonna have Joe start on the burgers. So let's grab these. And these you just put on the grill frozen. So that makes me happy. No real prep or anything you have to do.
ButcherBox.
Yeah, these are the ButcherBox ones. So we have a Traeger over here that Joe loves, if you're new here. And we've had this for years now. Huh? No, I mean, I love it when you cook for me. I just never cook on it. Just make them all so we can have them for lunch tomorrow. We'll make 4 because we're not gonna have more than that. All right, so he's gonna cook these for a little while. How many minutes do you cook them for?
Until they are 160 degrees.
160 degrees. So those will cook in there. While those cook, I'll probably run into the garden because I have some work I have to do. But you guys can enjoy. Look at my sunflowers. So many of them have bloomed, which makes me super happy. Okay, so the veggies are pretty much done. So we've got sweet potatoes, we've got some of that zucchini, and then I also had some leftover corn from the other night that I'm gonna add in here, and then the burgers are almost done. So let me serve this, and then we'll go grab the burgers. All right, I can't get my camera too close or it already happens. starts fogging up. But the burgers look delicious.
You just use your shirt to clean the lens?
Yes, I had no choice. So we're actually gonna save a couple for tomorrow. But then you can put one on my plate. Thank you. And then here's your plate. There you go. And then I just added a little bit of ketchup because that's how I like to eat mine. And this is a very typical like dinner for us. Joe and I tend to do a lot of kind of this, like veggies, like sweet potatoes. We love broccoli. We love Brussels sprouts. So some kind of greens we have usually with like chicken or with a piece of steak. So this is a very like typical dinner for us. We don't do a lot of pasta, a lot of like rice, and I'm Cuban, but we don't do a lot of like Cuban food. So I'd say our dinners are usually pretty simple and pretty clean. We're gonna dig into this, have like open face burgers, a little healthier than having it with bread. Plenty of times we have it with the buns, but today I decided we weren't gonna do that because I didn't have buns, and that is fine. So burgers are delicious. They're super good.
Shouldn't pop in your mouth full.
I'm trying to pop in my mouth. Burgers are delicious. So very grateful for this food. I guess we're gonna finish up dinner. How's the zucchini? Let's try the zucchini.
Sweet potatoes are bomb.
Joe said the sweet potatoes are bomb, which were from the garden. The zucchini is that giant zucchini from the garden. And I think this time around they cooked a lot better than last time. I made them like a little bit more cube-like. I think last time I cut them too thin and then they were kind of watery. Very clean dinner, and I think it's pretty good. All right guys, so dinner's over. Dinner was delicious, so that was super yummy. I still have to clean up. I've got a mess. The kids are watching a movie right before bed, so they're entertained, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and sneak another one of these. So that's gonna be like my dessert after dinner. But I do want to show you just a couple of my favorite snacks, because usually what will happen is I'll have dinner, sometimes I'll have dessert right after dinner, other times like I'll have it later when Joe and I are like watching TV and like winding down for the night. But I'm gonna end the vlog here so you guys won't see like my after like bedtime snack. So these are some of my favorite things lately that I will definitely dive into, like if Joe and I are watching a movie or if I'm editing or whatever. These are some of my favorite things if you need some ideas. So these Heavenly Hunks, I've been having these for what seems like forever. I would get them at TJ Maxx and I would find them sometimes like on sale. I think at one point they sold them at Costco. I don't even know if they do anymore, but these are so good. They're like little, I don't even know what you call them. This is what they look like. It almost looks like a healthy kind of like oatmeal bite. Is that focusing? But they taste really, really good. Sometimes I will enjoy one of those. These are the Giggles that I was telling you guys about. That's like a sour Skittle. They still have a ton of sugar. They still, like, again, are not the best, but it's made of ingredients like organic cane sugar, organic rice syrup, organic palm oil, like some more organic things that maybe makes a difference, maybe does not. But it doesn't have things like Red 50, you know, like some of the more artificial dyes. So it makes me a little happier. It says organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, colored with real fruit and vegetable juices. So that's like my go-to candy these days, but I'm like a sour candy fanatic. Like I used to do like all the Sour Patch and like literally anything that was sour candy I would go for when I would go to the store. So I order these from Thrive Market and I get them at a really good price. And look at Jackson, he heard me, he's like Sour Patch, but I don't have those in my house. I only have Giggles. So they have these, and then they also have like the regular non-sour version that Joe likes, like the regular Giggles that are supposed to be like regular Skittles. So those are some good snacks. And then these that I shared here on my channel not too long ago too are awesome. It's like a snack mix from Catalina Crunch. They have a bunch of different flavors. And this is like a healthier Chex Mix is what it is. Like they've got little pretzels in here and some of like their cereal. So this one tastes like, this one almost tastes like you get the ranch from like a Doritos Cool Ranch, but just a lot healthier. It's very savory. There's nuts in here. So that's typically what you can find me snacking on at night. I don't have Sour Patch, Jackson. I'm sorry. I can give you some Giggles. But anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy this thing and call it a night because I do have to edit this video. So thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Thanks for seeing what it is that I eat in a day. Maybe this video was super boring, but a lot of times I kind of eat pretty boring. Like some days, don't get me wrong, some days I stuff my face with literally anything that I can find. But today was not one of those days. I tried to like not snack as much, and I was honestly busy all day. So I didn't have as much time to snack. When I have like more time, then sometimes I find myself gravitating towards the pantry like 25 times a day. But today I had a bunch to do, so I did not. So that is it. Thank you again to ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video. I'll have their info down below in the description box if you want to check it out. Remember, you get those 2 extra pounds of chicken in your box if you want to try that. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this, because I mean, I eat every day. So if you want me to make more of those videos, I'm pretty sure I can do that. So that's it. I love your faces. Thanks for being here. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.